Hey, I'm Kev. Welcome back to MotoGP 19 and career mode. It has been a while, hasn't it? So I just had enough of the game, so I took some time off. Of course, most of them have done nothing because MXGP 19 has come out, so the game is still in the same state as it was, but hopefully we can get through it now after some time away. So if you've gotten the season had not been going well. We won in Argentina, but apart from that, we've been struggling pace-wise. In Italy, we crashed, just trying not to finish last, basically. And then in Spain, we're in the top, once again aiming for around 8th and 9th, and then we crashed on the final lap because we were really struggling with the front end. So we're actually very close to dismissal. From being a team leader after Argentina, we're now close to dismissal, heading to Assen and the Netherlands, as we're way behind Canet in the championship, as Anthony leads by 9 points ahead of Mazia. There's Canet in third in triple figures. Then you've got Mino, Della Portia, Onshu, the real surprise package this season, ahead of Suzuki and Ramirez. There we are in ninth, ahead of Rodrigo, but not challenging for the title like we should be. 87 points back of the Italian. And then we've got Tuba, Vietti, McPhee, Arbolino, Binder ran out of top 15. Foggy got some decent points last time out, ahead of Rossi, Salak, Kornfeld, Agura, and Fenati, the 21st and last rider to score points so far this season out of 30. Then in the team's championship, Besta Castle Dubai leading away by 9 points ahead of the Sync 58 squad. There's Max Racing in third. Should be challenging for the title if we just kept it our way, just did better in a couple of races. So we've got Leopard Racing just 7 points further back in fourth. Then it's Red Bull KTM IO, Grassini, Sky Racing Team VR46, Honda Team Asia, Snikers, Petronas Spirita, OX Team, Inside IP Green Power, Brasal Grand Prix. The last of the points to a Stray Galitzin, not off the mark. Nairo Angonieto, Skyrider Mugen Race, and Avintia. So because I've been away for a while, there might be some changes we need to do, because I'm nowhere near as good as I was when I was playing this regularly. So we're still keeping it 50 laps. That's the minimum we can do. We've still got torn on penalties. Difficulty, we're going to turn it down a bit. We're going to turn it down quite a bit. I'm not going to go down as much as hard, but we'll turn it down 10% to 95. I think that's where we were on the Red Bull Rookies Cup, and that was a very comfortable level for us, but that was pre-patch before they made the difficulty harder. So this should be a good level for us heading to Assen, and hopefully we can get a good result. I say we've got the right difficulty. We're 10th ahead of Antonelli, with Mino 3 tenths behind us, and we've got Mazia, Canet and Ramirez ahead of Onshu, Suzuki and Della Porta, with Fogger rounding out the top 10 at 9 tenths behind. Then we've got Fenati a second, back in 11th ahead of Rodrigo, then Arbolino and McPhee on the bubble. As we've got Vietti, Rossi, Salak and Sasaki, Tuba and Binder rounding out the top 20. So we got the quickest time. So that means we're through the qualifying too, but who is joining us? So let's scroll down. It's McPhee, Binder, Arbolino and Kornfeld making it through the qualifying too as we go for pole. So we've given ourselves, what, 4 laps to do this? And I've been getting the final chicane wrong all the time, so that's no surprise about that. It's the only corner I'm really struggling with. Also one of the slowest corners on the whole calendar also as well. Who's struggling with that? Does he brake a bit on the curb? Oh yeah, it has been, say, easier getting back into the rhythm than I expected. Like I said, we keep the difficulty at 95. We are a bit slower. Like we're probably like at least half a second slower than we would be if we were playing all the time. But and that's around half a second slower than our lap in qualifying 1, that first sector.
So yeah, definitely have. It's the old first person riding. As I made all looks of that. So this is round 1 circuit we absolutely love in Assen. And we're using the setup that we had in the South. I could not ride the setup I had in Catalonia, which is quicker, but I reckon I'll probably crash on it like I did in Catalonia. So I've gone for a slightly slower but more stable setup. Just easy to pick up and play. So towards this final chicane. See, now we're braking a bit early. Oh, the rear... That felt weird. We then on the rear brake quite a lot. As for a second half slower. I can actually feel the rear, like the side of the tyre just come over and turn as well on the brake. That was really weird. Not sure I've ever felt that before. At least I don't remember doing so. We go much quicker. Almost a second quicker in the first sector. That's our first time we've broken the 35, I believe, in that first split. Almost a second quicker. Now the tricky section. Like the first half of that's not too bad. It's through this double right. In that final chicane. It's all a bit of a stutter as well. That's very nice. Don't remember having really performance issues before this game, so very unusual to see the stutter. And again, as you said, 45.7. That might be it. Time to call it quits, I think. As we've got pole with an R return by 6/10 of Mazia and Canet. Then we've got Della Porte, Antonio and Vietti. It's Rodrigo, McPhee and Mino. Suzuki rounds out the top 10 of Ramirez and Onshaw. On the 5th row, it's Arbolino, Tuba and Binder. And then on the 6th row, Benassi, Fogger and the veteran Cornfold. So let's see who everyone's on then. So soft medium from us. Mostly medium, just medium hard for Mazia. The only other deviation. Medium hards for Suzuki, Ramirez, Tuba and Binder. Soft medium for Venati and Arbolino though. But it definitely is the medium side to have, at least on front or rear. Looks like it's medium for all apart from Marina, soft medium for him, and then medium hards for Perez and Garcia with mediums for Bufamos. So we are revving up, gone about the clutch as get underway. Oh, we've still got electric starts as we really away from pole. There's 11 that race. God, this is a long one, isn't it? Just make sure we hit the first apex. And try and get into a river and try and get away from everyone. In these first few laps. Oh, a bit wide there. It's Rossi and Arenas battle. We battle for the lead. Who's behind us? As Ramirez up to them, head of our below. No. Got Mazia behind us. Sasaki up to 20 tip headers for the Japanese rider. Ramirez into the top 10 head of McPhee. Another race day charge from the Spaniard, maybe. There's Oncho up to 11th now, following. Going through Ramirez on McPhee. As well, where are you going, bike? Bike turn. Oh my god. Bit wide there as well. Got someone on our inside. Hold it around the outside and get a superb run past Mazia. Oh, not quite. Turns in on us. As Raffine 2 with battle over 13th. We take back our lead. And Fanatia, what is happening to McPhee on this opening up? So a bit wide in chicane. Up and up to 11th ahead of Onshu as he crosses the line. Just ahead of Mazia, Delaporte, Canet and Antonetti. It's got Vietti, Mino, Suzuki, Ramirez and Rodrigo around out of the top 10. Nice switchback manoeuvre there as well. Mazia trying to go around the outside. Instead, Delaporte goes down his inside. Nice move from Mazia, block passes us. Again, look at the ponies in the back of this KTM. And we've got teammate Canet behind. Bashing elbows with Mazia, flat out. Trying to hold on, oh, Mazia back in front. We go down the inside to the right, no. At the back out, and that's allowed Canet bite. We get the run on the exit. I know, very sloppy riding. So a bit wide there. Canet on the outside. We've got the run. And round the outside of Mazia. Found the gap there somehow. As McPhee down to 17th now behind Fenati. The Scot having a mare. So down the order. As Cornford up to 14th ahead of Binder. Uji got back into the top 10 of our below. No Arenas. And got to see battling over 26th. As the lead by 3-10. Antonelli up to 3rd. Accidentally pinched 6th there. Let's upset our run into the first corner. Just couldn't quite get effective engine braking then. This time we try and block the pass from Mazio and Antonelli. Seems to have worked out. But still the lead is just a 10th on this 3rd lap. So he's looking down our inside into the right. We're concentrating on that exit. Not sure if it's actually worked. As Mazia just sweeps around our outside. Great move from the Spaniard. We've got the inside into the right. Superb battle here. The lead is all caught too much curb there. I thought I'd lift in case it served the bike too much. Well, yeah, it definitely does show that we've got a fully developed engine in the back of this bike. Is Rossi now ahead of McPhee, down to 18 for the Scot. Buffet, Morsan, Fernandez now hunting down McPhee as well. Has he got Delaporte around at the top 5? Vietti's dropped back down. Someone down the inside. That's Mazia. Yeah, fully developed engine. Not quite developed the frame as much. We only got the first real upgrade on the engine. On the frame, should I say. Maybe shown round here. We're trying to get the exit round Antonelli. Down the inside of Mazia. As for dead level. And the end of the first sector. There's 4th lap. Sounds like we've got the lead though, can sweep in. And you've got to think about high gears as well. There's quite a lot of rear brake. Even though we've got medium at the rear, the soft tyre does feel like it holds. Still a long race it. So Mazia down the inside and we're battling very hard here. Let's connect up to 3rd ahead of Antonelli. Max Racing double podium maybe. Or not. Oh, it's still on. It's got half a second behind to Mazia. Oh god. Got my braking totally wrong there. A bit too much throttle when I put the rear brake on and I just went straight on. Ramirez up to 8th. It's got a new leader across the line. I did say this bike's more stable, didn't I? That the rear just gets out when we get on the powder. Oh, looking down the inside. Not quite. Again, this bike is an absolute missile on a straight line. Massey with the fake defence. Just going to shove it down the inside. Well, he holds it. Good job from the Spaniard. Look at that run all over the curb and has got a much better exit. As we approach halfway mark of this race. Absolute classic Moto3 battle in the first half here. Will anybody be able to put away though? So once again we've got pole position to do that. As the Porsche up to 4th, further down. There we go, that's what we were meant to do. Vietti down to 10th now, behind Rodrigo. That's all engine braking all wrong. As McPhee now fighting back for once as they do 46.7, new fastest lap despite that mistake. Oh, a bit wide there. Oh, very wide there, where we're going. Still trying to hold it around the outside. It's Anthony ahead of Mazia. I wonder if he tried to nook and then Anthony just picked his pocket. He's caught second behind. Looks like Spaniard having none of it though. Right back by. There's on tune to the top 10. Vietti slips out. Or not. Back ahead of the Turkish rider. Youngest winner in Moto3 history as well. After an unbelievable performance in Valencia. Unbelievable pass from Mazia there. But right back past this Stone. Let the fun begin in the second half of this race. So he's cut the course quite there. 30 back up to 9th. There's no 310 penalty. How come we were able to do that in qualifying? No. Okay. Time for Stone to turn it on, then he's got to build a gap. This is normally when he gets good. It's 2 up to 12 ahead of our below. No. There's a half-second gap. That's what we need at the end of a lap, not the beginning. Good battle in the lower reach of the top 10. In on to Vietti and Rodrigo. So you can see how hard Stone is pushing. Silence behind. The gap reaches over a second for the first time. That's what again. God, that's a chance to get away. He still does as fast as that. Almost a second ahead. And much less rear brake use as well now that. So hopefully that helps with the tyre wear as well as you enter the final 4 laps of the race. It's Mino into the top 5 ahead of Canet. Bobby challenged for the podium, the Spaniard, but he seems to be falling back. It's now matching our opponents in that first sector, Stone. Good sign for the rest of the race. Down to 10th, that's not too bad though. As the gap is still there of 8 tenths. Whoa, okay, there's a bit of blockage there. That'll be from the front brake. Gap still over a second, though. I like the feature that it either works in one area or doesn't work at all. That gap indicator. Like it works at the top right or to the left hand side. Not both at the same time though. This gap is over a second with 3 laps remaining. Mazzi and Della Portia. Those will be spraying the champagne. Bit wide there. But the gap extends 1.3 seconds. Are they starting to fight behind then for a second? Allow Stone to break away a bit. As Masaki battling over 28th with Perez. Yeah, 2 tenths again this sector. Really good battle for 28 those. Maybe tyre issues starting to hit those behind. I mean, it was quite a battle in those early stages of this race. Doesn't seem to be affecting Stone, no. Or maybe he's just chosen the right tyre combination, gone for the softer option. Gap over 2 seconds for the first time. As Mazia up to second now ahead of... Or Della Porta up to second ahead of Mazia. I know how to read. So on the penultimate lap, gap 1.9 behind. Big ask for Della Porta to gain a second per lap, but you never know with the Italian. You never know with Stoner as well. There's Mino back in the top 5 ahead of Canet. 3/10 gain. That first sector was like his weakest in qualifying. Now it's turned into his strength in the race. We saw how that's changed. And that second sector as well, very short, I know, but you saw Mazia fight very hard in that sector in the race, but now it seems to be a strength for Stone. A bit wide there. Nicely on the power. There's Mazia back up the second. I would just run it in too high gear this whole time, put it in 5th instead of 4th. To go on to the final lap, victory that may be, as the gap is 2 seconds behind. Does not need to push. Does Stone to grab his second victory of the season and, more importantly, keep his ride. Provide some insurance maybe for future races. As the pressure was on him heading to the Netherlands, but what a comeback. 2.5 seconds a gap to the Spaniard. He's all rear, hello. Did not like getting on the rear brake there. Getting inside there, thought a little dab of it. And the rear just slid. So be careful of that. And there's half lap to go. First he's taking that first right in a row. Just the sweepers to go, flat out sweepers. And that final chicane. Gap almost 3 seconds now. As Della Porta back ahead of Mazia. Rodrigo ahead of Vietti. Well, there's no challenge for your Victor. What a ride from Stone. What a victory. Stone, despite that time penalty, wins by 2.4 seconds ahead of Della Porta, who wins that battle ahead of Mazia. The fastest lap is ridiculous compared to everyone else. So we've got Anthony just off the podium ahead of Canet, who does cling onto that top 5 spot ahead of Mino and Suzuki. And it's Ramirez, Onshu and Rodrigo winning that top 10 battle ahead of Vietti, Tuba, Arbolino, Kornfeld and Dalbinder grabbing the final point. McPhee down in 18th. In the end, Fernandez rounds out the top 20, and in the last it is Yurchenko. So in the Riders' Championship, Anthony leads away by 6 points ahead of Mazia, with Canet 29 points back. Then we've got Della Porta up to 4th now, 43 points behind his fellow Italian, and ahead of Mino by 7 points, who rounds out the top 5 by 19 points ahead of Suzuki, as Onshu drops down to 7th. And look at Stone, he's in that battle now. Upper place ahead of Ramirez and 5 points behind the Turkish rider. As we've got Rodrigo around at the top 10. Other movers and shakers are below up to 30th ahead of McPhee. Kornfeld of his fellow countryman into 18th. There's still just 21 riders scored so far this season. And then in the Teams Championship, Besta by 13 points ahead of Sync 58. And here come Max Racing, should I say. There's 48 points behind, less than 2 race wins back now. And then we've got Leopard in 4th now, 15 points behind. them. And then we've got KTM in 5th, ahead of Grassini. UR46, Honda, Team Asia, Snipers, China Spiritor, as no new teams have scored.
This victory is the cherry on top of an exhausting weekend. If his team keeps working like this, it will be really difficult for his opponents to overtake him.
So look at that, he was very close to the dismissal line, but now it's like halfway towards the team leader line. It really does change over the weekend. As you can see, we got all of the development points as well. So I said the frame only felt one place, there's actually 2 it looks like. Just need another one. It needs that tiny bit more development, then we could get the frame vibration reduction update. Let's look at the news elsewhere from Assen. Rossi triumphs at the Cathedral of Motorcycling. Dovi can't match the leader's pace, dark clouds on his horizon. Well, in Moto2, Baldessari wins the race. Therefore, it says Assen's a fantastic track. The history of motorcycle racing was written here. Who knows, maybe my duel today with Stone will be remembered in years to come. More Stone's duel with Mazia will be remembered for years to come, but just what the doctor ordered. Let's see if he can grab another result round the Sachsenring. Unusual anti-clockwise. That's get the shortest circuit, I believe, on the calendar as well. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.